everyone. My name is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire. I am the author of the Book of Banishings. I've gotten a lot of questions, so I would like to answer them. Why I wrote the book, for one. Important question, right? Well, I wanted to write a book that people could use as a reference so they could protect themselves from negative energy and negative entities. There's not a lot of books out there right now instructing people on how to protect themselves from paranormal activity, negative entities, demonic entities, negative energies. And there's some people who need this information. And I delved into my 20 years experience as a psychic medium, as a brujo, third generation. My grandmother was a psychic medium, my mother is a psychic medium, and I am a psychic medium. So, on top of that, my mom is what you would call a curandera or a bruja, which is Spanish for a healer and witch. And so a lot of these techniques were passed down to me. I grew off that foundation that I was given through, my lineage, but I delved into other mystical traditions or magical traditions like Santeria, Voodoo, Kabbalah, practical Kabbalah, and I merged them all to help me and my growth spiritually and metaphysically or in the occult. So I put all of my knowledge into this book so people would have a reference so they can look at this book, so they can develop their psychic abilities, so they can develop their psychokinetic abilities, so they can understand occult principles like sympathetic magic, incantation magic. I fuse those principles, those occult principles, into meditation techniques. You can't fight paranormal activity if you can't sense it, if you can't feel it, if you can't see it, and if you can't diagnose the issue for yourself. You will always be at a loss. So this book is empowering the reader to develop their psychic abilities, which is essential if you want to counteract or banish, as the book of banishings, if you want to banish negative energy or negative entities of any kind. So this book is really important for people who find themselves stuck in some kind of paranormal activity situation. Um, Little known fact also that I'll share with you that's not in the book. Uh, Prolonged exposure to paranormal activity, haunted locations, um, and things of that nature will naturally activate your psychic abilities. So keep that in mind. What I like about this book is that essentially this book is a grimoire or a book of shadows. But this is a book of shadows that I try to write as clearly as possible so anybody and everybody can understand the principles that I'm talking about. Because I really believe spiritual protection, psychic and spiritual protection should be for everybody, and everybody should have access to that should they need it, you know. And if you're in a paranormal situation, you need it. Um, the most important thing about my book is that it's a multiple genre book. It's not just a book of shadows. It's not just talking about incantations. It's merged. So occult principles merge with meditation. Meditation techniques are given in this book because it's essential to develop your psychic ability and psychokinetic ability if you are going to banish negative energies and negative entities. And that's what I think this book is. That's a strong point. Not a lot of Book of Shadows out there or grimoires out there help you develop your psychic ability. They go into the detail of what is negative energy, what is negative entities, what's their agenda, where do they come from. What I do in this book is I also help you develop your own power base as your foundation, but I also introduce the reader to the angelic presence. This book has a lot of hermetic overtones because that's what I've clicked with and what I work with, and so that's going to be a great benefit when banishing the demonic presence or negative energies on any level. The angelic presence, when you interface with that, you have a power base. But I'm also teaching you with this book how to develop your own psychic ability, your own power base. Um, what I find interesting is that the occult principles like sigils, incantations, words of power, and whatnot that I put in this book, you can use in meditation. You can use the sigils that I have inside here, that I've put in here in my book, and I break that down for the people. So it's not convoluted. It's not complicated. It's not over the top um, in terms of you have to be a seasoned adept in the occult or a professional psychic. No, you don't have to be that. You can just be somebody that really needs help and needs to understand what's going on with your psychic ability, with the paranormal activity that you may be experiencing. This book helps you navigate through that. This book helps you and it coaches you basically on how to develop your psychic ability so you can put up shields, so you can put up the energy that you need to do around you to combat, to transmute the negativity around you, which is basically changing negative energy into something else entirely, like what, let's say, positive energy. And that's what this book is going for. This book is not like other grimoires or spell books in a sense that you don't have to know about magic. You don't have to be a seasoned veteran in all things occult. You just need curiosity. You just need to an open mind, and you need to be able to understand that you're not alone. If you're going through paranormal activity of any kind, you're not alone. This book will help you. And that's why I wrote the book. But my passion is to bring light to dark places. I specialize in spiritual cleansings, and psychic cleansings and psychic development. And over the 20 years of my practice and of what I've been doing, I realized that there's not a book like mine out there. So I saw a market for it, I seized upon it, and I tried to make my book as reasonable in terms of pricing for people. So it's on ebook and it's on paperback. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I'm really excited for the Book of Banishings, and I really do hope you like it. All right, thank you. My name is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire, and let's all battle negativity internally and externally together, because I think we can do that, and I think this book will show you how. Thank you.